Now let's shift gears here and talk about Booker T and Corey Graves.
Yeah,
now, we need to kind of put ourselves over, Sean.
Of course we do.
Because, well, fine. But last week, so there's a lot of angry people this week, Sean.
Yeah, there are.
And for those of you that might have missed it, so Booker T, I don't need to tell the story about how this started because I think everybody knows, but on his most recent podcast called Heated Conversations last weekend, he actually had Corey Graves on, and they revealed that the whole beef was a work. And Booker T, both of them were kind of laughing about it. Book said that he was actually happy that he was moved off of Raw, and they were laughing about how everybody picked up the story and rolled with it like it was factual. And they mentioned certain publications and people by name. They mentioned USA Today, Forbes, Sports Illustrated, Taz, and Vince Russo by name. And Book questioned their decision to cover the story when there's so much real news going on in the world. And Corey Graves was joking, saying that they worked the entire wrestling industry with this whole thing.
Oh yeah.
That's what he said. And Graves was shitting on the wrestling journalists, saying I didn't get a single phone call from anybody to clarify. Well, let's be honest about something. Corey Graves isn't going to take a phone call because WWE would be pissed if he did, right?
Yeah. Hey Corey, hit me up with that email address. Hit me up with that fax address. I'll find a fax machine. PR won't allow that to happen.
They won't allow it to happen.
They don't allow it to happen. And the idea that outlets shouldn't cover things because there's more important, that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. You know what? Just because Ronda Rousey debuts doesn't mean that I can ignore a story about like Tony Nese if it's newsworthy. I can't do that just because one is on a level of fame of another or something like that. Also, it's wrestling media. They cover wrestling stories. Now, Les Moore actually brought this up. He messaged or he tweeted at Corey Graves. He's like, oh, yeah, where's your contact info? I'm sure a lot of people in the wrestling media would love to talk to you about this. There's no way, like, he doesn't have a for bookings contact email on his Twitter. His DMs are not open. There's no way that we as media can get a hold of him outside of sending him a tweet. Right. And then what? You're going to get quote tweeted and say, you got worked.
Yeah. And you know what?
Didn't work.
No,
boys.
No, a lot of people are pissed off about it, and I've seen a lot of tweets from people that are really mad, saying that they work the wrestling business. You and I last week on the show, we both called it a work, and I said straight up that I did not think it was in Booker T's character. Booker T, even though yes he has a prison record and yeah he had a fight with Batista, that's not within his character to basically say if I see you I'm going to kick your ass. That's just not Booker T.
And at this age.
Well, I mean, he looks phenomenal. You saw him. They had video of that podcast, and he was wearing a sleeveless shirt, and he still looks really good. He could still kick Corey Graves' ass.
Maybe.
Oh, he could. Oh, don't even maybe.
I don't know at that point.
Oh, yes, he could.
If he says he can't do a spin-a-rooney anymore,
right.
I'm not that sure he's going to be able to beat anybody. Well, I'm sure there's plenty of people whose asses he can kick. I'm just saying, I don't know what the man's got in him. Maybe it'd be a one-hitter quitter. Maybe it'd be a knockdown drag-out. I don't know.
I think if they were going to have a breakdancing competition, he'd have to be worried about not being able to do a spin-a-rooney.
No, I think he'd probably actually win that one hands down.
Oh, you think he would? At 52 or whatever he is years old.
He would adjust, yeah. I don't know that Graves has any extended breakdancing background.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that Booker T has had to modify the spin-a-rooney enough times that he would find a way to win that one.
What did you think of my YouTube thumbnail today?
It was great. It was fantastic.
Because Corey Graves does have a smug-looking face. I created a thumbnail where I used Mini-Me's body on Corey Graves' face. Because he does have a smug kind of Mini-Me kind of, or Dr. Evil kind of face when he does photo shoots and stuff, you know? But anyway, I personally was not offended or mad about it. I wasn't pissed off about it. I thought it was work from the beginning. Yeah. But a lot of people
we even mentioned what the payoff was going to be.
Yeah.
A podcast appearance. That's all you could do.
Right. So whatever. So